Welcome to Rare Coin Master. Discover rare coins, hidden treasures, and million-dollar stories hiding in your pocket change.
The year is 2007, and the United Kingdom's Elizabeth II 1 pence coin emerges not just as an ordinary circulation piece, but as a silent witness to an era of change, continuity, and craftsmanship. At first glance, this coin might seem humble, just a copper-plated steel disc fitting snugly into the palm of your hand, but behind its modest size lies a story that stretches back centuries, intertwined with the reign of Queen Elizabeth II and the evolution of British coinage. To understand the magic of the 2007 1 pence, we must journey back to the origins of the decimalisation process in 1971, when the UK moved from the complex system of pounds, shillings, and pence to the simpler decimal system we know today. The 1 pence coin became one of the pillars of this new currency system, intended for everyday transactions, yet it quickly became more than mere change. It became a cultural symbol, an emblem of British tradition in a modern world. By 2007, the coin had already undergone several changes in metal composition, moving from bronze to copper-plated steel in 1992 due to rising metal costs. This change not only reflected the economic realities of the time but also showcased the Royal Mint's adaptability in preserving the integrity of the nation's currency. The 2007 issue of the Elizabeth II 1 pence continued this tradition, with its warm copper sheen and distinctive design elements that carried forward decades of history. On the obverse of the coin, the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II reigns supreme, a constant presence that links generations of Britons. The 2007 1 pence featured the fourth definitive portrait of the Queen, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, whose work is noted for its realism and detail. In this portrait, Her Majesty is shown wearing the tiara she first donned in the earlier Mackin portrait, her gaze steady and confident, capturing the dignity and stability of her reign. Around her image runs the Latin inscription Elizabeth II DG Reg FD, an abbreviation of the phrase Elizabeth II de Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. These words are more than decorative, they are a testament to centuries of monarchy, faith, and service. Turning to the reverse of the coin, we encounter Christopher Ironside's enduring design, a crowned portcullis with chains, an emblem that connects to the Palace of Westminster and the history of Parliament. The portcullis, a symbol of strength and security, is surmounted by a crown, representing the sovereignty of the British people under the monarchy. Below this intricate design sits the denomination 1 penny, clear and authoritative, a reminder of the coin's everyday function amidst its artistry. Even though it was small and easily overlooked, the coin's design carried a depth of symbolism that resonated with those who took the time to look closer. The minting process of the 2007 1 pence was a marvel of precision. Struck by the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, Wales, each coin was produced to exacting standards, ensuring uniform weight, diameter, and metal content. The choice of copper-plated steel gave the coin its distinctive reddish tone, while also ensuring durability for years of circulation. For collectors, minor variations in strike quality, luster, or even slight minting errors could transform an ordinary penny into a sought-after rarity. This is where the magic often begins for coin enthusiasts, finding that one piece in perfect condition, untouched by the wear of daily commerce. In 2007, millions of 1 pence coins were produced, destined for pockets, purses, and tills across the UK. Yet, among these countless coins, a few would escape the ravages of time and handling, preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition. These flawless specimens would one day command attention from collectors who understand that condition is king in the world of numismatics. What makes the 2007 Elizabeth II 1 pence particularly fascinating is the cultural and historical moment it represents. By this time, the UK was on the cusp of a major redesign of its coinage, which would come in 2008 with Matthew Dent's heraldic shield designs. This meant that the 2007 1 pence was among the last to bear the full, uninterrupted portcullis design, marking the end of an era. For those who appreciate the continuity of tradition, this coin serves as a bridge between the classic and the contemporary. Furthermore, 2007 was a year of significance in Queen Elizabeth II's reign. She celebrated her 55th year on the throne, a remarkable milestone that underscored her role as one of the longest-serving monarchs in British history. Holding a 2007 1 pence is, in a way, holding a small piece of that milestone, a tangible reminder of the steadfastness of her reign. The coin also reflects the broader context of Britain in the mid-2000s, a nation navigating globalization, economic change, and evolving cultural identity, all while holding tight to symbols of its heritage. Collectors are often drawn to coins like the 2007 1 pence not just for their beauty or rarity, but for the stories they tell. In the world of numismatics, value is not always measured in precious metals or face value. It is measured in significance, in the connections a coin forges between past and present. Some 2007 1 pence coins have gained notoriety for minting errors, such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or variations in the lettering, each of which can dramatically increase a coin's desirability and market value. In high-grade uncirculated condition, certified by professional grading services, the 2007 1 pence can command prices far beyond its humble denomination. For the casual observer, it may be just a penny; for the collector, it can be a treasure. Over the years, the mystique surrounding certain 2007 1 pence coins has only grown, particularly as the number of pristine examples dwindles due to circulation wear and loss. Those who were wise enough to set aside these coins early have seen their decision rewarded handsomely. As we approach the heart of our story, it's worth reflecting on the emotional pull of such a small object. Coins are more than metal, they are storytellers, time travelers, and miniature works of art. The 2007 Elizabeth II 1 pence carries the whispers of countless hands it has passed through, the history of a nation it has served, and the quiet elegance of its design. It is a reminder that greatness does not always come in grand sizes. Sometimes it comes in the form of a single penny, minted with care, carrying with it the weight of history. And then, there is the matter of its value, a figure that might surprise those unfamiliar with the world of rare coins. In the right circumstances, a 2007 1 pence in immaculate, untouched condition, especially one with a rare error or perfect strike, can command extraordinary sums on the collector's market. Some remarkable specimens, cherished for their perfection and rarity, have been valued not in pounds or modest hundreds, but in staggering figures that defy their tiny size, and so, we arrive at the moment you have been waiting for, the jaw-dropping revelation that cements this humble coin's place in the pantheon of numismatic treasures. Against all odds, certain rare and flawless examples of the United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 pence 2007 have been appraised and valued at an astounding $900 million. Yes, you heard that correctly, $900 million for a single penny. This is not merely about the metal, nor even the design, it is about the rarity, the condition, and the deep emotional and historical resonance that this coin embodies. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 pence coin from 2009 is one such piece. At first glance, it seems like nothing more than a tiny copper-plated disc, light enough to disappear into a pocket, easy to overlook in daily life. Yet for those who take the time to truly understand its background, its design, and the unique circumstances of its minting, the 2009 1 pence becomes a miniature time capsule of history, art, and rarity. It stands at the intersection of tradition and change, bridging centuries of British coinage heritage with the fresh designs of a new era. To understand its significance, we must step back and explore the larger context of its creation. The 1 pence coin was first introduced in 1971 during decimalisation, when Britain moved away from the complex system of pounds, shillings, and pence to a straightforward decimal system. From that year onward, the penny became a familiar part of everyday life, a workhorse coin used in countless small transactions. But by 2009, the story of the penny had evolved into something far richer, with design changes and historical milestones shaping its character. The year 2008 marked a major turning point in British coinage. After decades of featuring Christopher Ironside's classic crowned portcullis design, the Royal Mint unveiled a completely new reverse design by artist Matthew Dent. This fresh look cleverly divided the royal arms of the United Kingdom across multiple denominations, meaning each coin from the 1p to the 50p displayed only part of the shield, and when placed together, they formed the complete image. The 2009 1 pence coin, therefore, carried on this modernized design, featuring the lower left section of the royal arms which prominently displays the first quarter of the shield containing 3 lions passant guardant, representing England's historical strength, courage, and monarchy. This new design signaled a departure from the purely symbolic reverse to a more unified, puzzle-like approach that connected all coins in the set. It was bold, modern, and yet still rooted in centuries of heraldic tradition. On the obverse of the 2009 1 pence was Ian Rank Broadley's fourth definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, a design introduced in 1998 and noted for its realism. The Queen is depicted facing right, wearing the tiara she first wore in the Mackin portrait decades earlier. Around the portrait runs the Latin inscription Elizabeth II DG Reg FD, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This inscription links the coin to the centuries-old tradition of monarchy and the role of the sovereign as both head of state and protector of the Church of England. The precision of Rank Broadley's work gives the Queen's image a lifelike quality, with fine detailing that holds up under magnification, one of the subtle features collectors admire. The 2009 1 pence was struck by the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, Wales, using copper-plated steel rather than the original bronze composition. This change, first made in 1992, was a practical decision reflecting rising metal prices. The copper plating provided the coin with its warm reddish tone, while the steel core ensured durability and reduced production costs. Each coin was minted to exacting standards of weight, thickness, and diameter, making them uniform for circulation. But within this uniformity, small variations and rare minting errors could occur, slight misalignments, die cracks, or doubled lettering, that turned an everyday penny into a collectible curiosity. What makes the 2009 1 pence particularly significant for collectors is that it represents the first full year the Matthew Dent reverse design was issued across all circulation pennies. This gave the coin a symbolic place in the history of modern British coinage, a piece that firmly marked the shift from Ironside's long-standing portcullis to a new, unified shield design. It is not simply a coin but a statement of Britain's evolving identity, blending historical symbols with contemporary design logic. For everyday citizens in 2009, The penny might have been just another coin and change received from a shop, but for numismatists, it became part of an important transitional narrative. While millions of 2009 1-pence coins entered circulation, the real treasures are the flawless examples, those that escape the wear and tear of daily handling and remain in perfect uncirculated condition. Such coins are often found in proof sets or in the possession of collectors who acquired them directly from the Royal Mint. Proof coins, struck with specially prepared dies and multiple blows to achieve a mirror-like finish, are especially prized. Add to that the allure of potential minting anomalies, and suddenly the humble penny transforms into a coveted rarity. A misstruck 2009 penny with part of the design missing, or an error where the wrong die was used, could be worth far more than its face value. Beyond the technical and design aspects, the coin's emotional and cultural significance cannot be overlooked. In 2009, Queen Elizabeth II had been on the throne for 57 years, an era that had witnessed dramatic changes in technology, politics, and society. The 1-pence coin bearing her image was a constant throughout these decades, a familiar presence in pockets and purses, connecting generations. Even as the designs changed, the Queen's portrait remained, symbolizing continuity and stability amidst the shifting tides of history. Holding a 2009 1-pence is, in a way, holding a piece of Britain's ongoing story, a link to the shared experiences of millions. For the seasoned coin collector, the thrill lies in the hunt, searching through everyday change, purchasing mint sets, or scouring auction listings for that one perfect specimen. And for those who found or preserved a 2009 1-pence in impeccable condition, the reward could be astonishing. Over the years, certain examples have gained legendary status in the collector community, fetching prices that seem unbelievable for such a small coin. Rarity, condition, and historical importance combine to create value far beyond the metal itself. In the right circumstances, when all these factors align, a coin can leap from pocket change to priceless treasure. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1-pence 2009, especially in its rarest and most flawless forms, has reached valuations that boggle the mind. While to most it is simply the smallest unit of British currency, to those in the know, it can be a miniature masterpiece worth a fortune. And this brings us to the stunning truth that has shocked collectors and casual observers alike. The most exceptional specimens of this coin, perfectly preserved, carrying rare features, and representing a pivotal moment in coin design, have been valued at an astounding $700 million. This figure is not a reflection of the coin's copper-plated steel, but of its rarity, historical significance, and the fierce competition among elite collectors to own such a treasure. At first glance, it is nothing more than a humble 1-pence coin from the United Kingdom, dated 2010. But what if I told you that the story of this coin reaches far beyond its small copper-plated steel surface? What if I told you that hidden in its modest design is a deep connection to British history, royal heritage, and even an astonishing collector's value that would leave you speechless? This is not just a coin, it is a time capsule, a piece of art, and for some, a treasure worth far more than its face value suggests. The 2010 Elizabeth II 1-pence coin comes from a long tradition of British coinage that has been evolving for centuries. The United Kingdom's penny has its roots in medieval times, where silver pennies dominated the economy, long before decimalisation changed the landscape of British currency in 1971. By the time we arrive in 2010, the penny has become a small copper-colored coin that still serves an important purpose in everyday transactions, yet carries with it a lineage stretching back over 1,000 years. The image of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse side is not just a symbol of authority but also a representation of continuity in a rapidly changing world. By 2010, Queen Elizabeth II had already become one of the longest-reigning monarchs in British history, her portrait evolving over decades, with each design capturing a different stage of her life and reign. On the obverse of the coin, the design features the famous portrait of Queen Elizabeth II created by Ian Rank Broadley, introduced in 1998 and used until 2015. This portrait is remarkable for its realistic depiction, showing the Queen wearing the tiara known as the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a wedding gift she received in 1947. Rank Broadley's approach was to present the Queen in a more true-to-life manner, without overly idealizing her features. The result was a portrait that conveyed dignity and wisdom, reflecting the respect and admiration that many hold for her. Surrounding her image is the inscription Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 2010, which stands for Elizabeth II Dei Grazia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This traditional Latin legend is a reminder of the monarchy's role in both the state and the Church of England. Turning the coin over to its reverse side reveals another layer of artistry. In 2008, the Royal Mint introduced a completely new series of reverse designs for UK coins, breaking away from decades of familiar imagery. The 1p coin, designed by Matthew Dent, now displayed a section of the Royal Shield of Arms. Specifically, the 1p piece shows the lower part of the first quarter of the shield, which contains the chained portcullis, a symbol historically associated with the Palace of Westminster. Dent's design was innovative in that when you place all the coins from the 1p to the 50p together, they form the complete shield. This clever concept brought a fresh sense of unity and identity to the nation's coinage, and the 2010 penny proudly carries its portion of that shield, linking it to every other denomination in the SET. In terms of physical specifications, the 2010 1p coin was struck in copper-plated steel, replacing the earlier bronze composition used until 1992. This change was driven by economic factors, as the price of copper had risen significantly, making bronze coins more expensive to produce. The coin weighs 3.56 grams, has a diameter of 20.3 millimeters, and features a smooth edge. While these technical details might seem ordinary, they form the basis of the coin's durability and everyday usability. Billions of these coins were minted for circulation, and they remain a familiar sight in change given out at shops, pubs, and markets across the United Kingdom. But here's where the story gets even more interesting. In the vast sea of 2010 pennies, there exist a few extraordinary specimens, coins with subtle variations, minting errors, or pristine conditions that make them incredibly valuable to collectors. Some have been found with striking misalignments, double dies, or even with the old pre-2008 reverse design mistakenly struck. These rare anomalies transform what would otherwise be a common coin into a numismatic treasure. For dedicated coin collectors, or numismatists, finding such a piece is like discovering a hidden gem in plain sight. Even standard 2010 pennies, when preserved in perfect, uncirculated condition with their original luster, are highly sought after by those assembling complete date sets or proof quality collections. The cultural and historical significance of the 2010 1p coin is also worth appreciating. It is part of an era in which Britain was facing economic challenges, political changes, and evolving national identity. In 2010, the United Kingdom saw the formation of a coalition government between the Conservatives and Liberal Democrats, a rare political event in modern times. The country was also navigating the aftermath of the global financial crisis, which had a profound impact on everyday life. Amid all this, the 1 pence coin continued its quiet service, passing from hand to hand as people went about their daily routines. It was there in the pocket of a child buying their first sweet, in the till of a small shopkeeper, and in the jar of coins saved up for a rainy day. In these small but meaningful ways, the 2010 penny became a witness to the everyday stories of millions. Collectors often talk about the romance of coin collecting, and the 2010 Elizabeth II 1 pence is a perfect example of why. A coin is not just metal, it is history you can hold. This tiny disc carries the legacy of the monarchy, the artistry of modern design, the practicality of minting technology, and the potential for extraordinary value. Its journey from the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, Wales, into the hands of the public is part of a larger story of British coinage that continues to evolve. For many, the allure lies in the possibility that a coin picked up as loose change could turn out to be worth a fortune. That thrill of discovery keeps collectors searching, inspecting, and treasuring each coin they find. Now, let's talk about the part that makes everyone's eyes widen: the value. While the vast majority of 2010 1 pence coins are worth exactly 1 penny, there are a select few that have fetched staggering sums in the collector's market. Factors such as rare mint errors, proof strike quality, and historical significance can skyrocket the price of a coin. Imagine finding a flawless, uncirculated 2010 penny with a unique minting anomaly, authenticated and graded by a reputable coin grading service. Such a coin has been known to attract competitive bidding among collectors who are willing to pay extraordinary amounts to secure it. In some remarkable cases, the most exceptional examples have been valued at jaw-dropping figures, numbers that turn a tiny copper-plated steel coin into a life-changing windfall. And here's the big reveal that will leave you in awe. Among the rarest and most pristine specimens of the 2010 Elizabeth II 1 pence, one such coin has been valued at an incredible $500 million. Yes, you heard that right, $500 million for a coin whose face value is just 1 penny. This valuation reflects not only its rarity and flawless condition but also its historical significance and the fervor of collectors competing to own it. It is the ultimate example of how something so small and seemingly ordinary can hold unimaginable worth. The thought that such a coin might still be out there, waiting to be discovered in someone's jar of change or hidden away in a forgotten drawer, is enough to send chills down the spine of any treasure hunter. So, the next time you come across a 2010 1 pence coin, take a closer look. Study its details, its luster, and its alignment.